welcome to the 28th Annual Glendale Jazz and Blues Festival from historic downtown Glendale. I'm Julie Waters with Glendale 11, your city connection.
I'm John Brixton. As always, we've got a great lineup of local, regional, and national jazz and blues entertainers.
But this year's show is a little bit different than any other year because there was a wet and cold Arizona spring storm that made its way through the state today.
We even had a touch of hail, believe it or not.
Right here in downtown Glendale.
Right by the middle of the afternoon. And I know for a fact we haven't had rain at this event since at least 1997, so we've had a pretty good run.
Yes, but you know what? We also learned that there are a lot of people who love jazz and blues in downtown Glendale because we had some die-hard music fans here today. Rain or shine, the show must go on.
In our show, we'll introduce you to Arizona's up-and-coming artists.
Also, we will visit with a rising national blues performer.
And a Valley sax player who balances his passions of music and medicine. Each year, youth is recognized here at the Glendale Jazz and Blues Festival.
And this year, the spotlight shines on Young Sounds of Arizona, the first and oldest program of its kind in the country.
For more than 35 years, the nonprofit organization has provided training, performing opportunities, and artistic growth for young musicians. These students are the Valley's cream of the crop, the future of jazz in Arizona. We visited a rehearsal to find out more about them.
Entry into the group is by audition only, each and every year. And there's a good reason why, points out director Eric Rasmussen.
And that's how the music world is, you know, there's always someone waiting in the wings to kind of take your spot. So that's kind of some built-in motivation to make sure that you're practicing and you're working on your material and things like that. And then the measure after that, just make it 2 E flats.
There are 2 skill level groups, the 5 and 7 o'clock bands. Liken them to a JV and a varsity.
The 5 o'clock is geared towards a younger student, less experienced. So I might get some kids in the band that are less experienced, but are very talented, looking for talent and the ability to kind of nurture that talent and graduate them up to the varsity level.
The youngest of the Young Sounds is 12-year-old Max Bartlett, who says he's benefited greatly from being in the program.
It's really made me a better person, more acceptable to certain things. It's helped me in school a lot. It's helped my grades.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Another newcomer is Rachel Heineman, who says jazz has slowly grown on her, and this experience has made her a better bass player.
It's completely different from rock and pop, and as a bass player it's a lot more challenging for me to play jazz than rock because you actually have to follow chord progressions and there's stuff that's not written out, different rhythms, weird chords too. Rock is so straight and it's usually so much more structured and there's only about like 3 chords in a pop song. It gets kind of dull and the same after a while.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Jazz is hard to define, but its complexities appeal to senior Nathan Collins.
It's such a variety of like different things you can play. There's so many different genres within the jazz. You know, there's swing, the samba, ballads, all that different kind of stuff. That's what attracts me to it, is it's not cut and dry. It's not the same thing every time.
Young Sounds of Arizona presents free concerts throughout the Valley, at music festivals, the Musical Instrument Museum, and even the Orpheum Theater. For the advanced group, Rasmussen raises the bar of expectation.
I'm giving them very, very challenging material, music that would be hard for professionals in town to play. And that's kind of my approach, rather than being a drill sergeant and yelling and screaming in a rehearsal. My idea is to challenge them with music and say, look, you can't play these 8 measures. Go home, work on these 8 measures, come back next week, and then we'll be in business.
It's forced a sense of professionalism.
Yeah.
You have to come here every week and you have to be able to play your part. You don't want to be the guy that's like, oh, that guy over there he didn't practice this week, you know?
My sheer musicianship has gone up a lot just because of being in this group. And with all the other people in here being at such a high caliber, you really rise to the level of them.
The band's great during rehearsal. But you get to the concert and you stepped it up and you didn't even know you could step up, and it's crazy.